Afternoon.
How you doing?
It's been a long day for you, Mr. Stan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Stan, would you give us your full name and your Department of Corrections ID?
My name is David Stanley, 256659.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley. My name's Alvin Roche. To my left is Mrs. Connie Jackson. To my right is Mr. Pete Freeman. Let me explain the process to you. I will read some information into the record. Once that information is in the record, we'll conduct a thorough interview with you. At the appropriate time, we'll ask Warden Pickle to have input, comments, remarks, and after that, we'll allow Mr. Randall Myers of the Jefferson Parish DA's office and would like to make a statement for the District Attorney's Office in Jefferson Parish. After that, we'll give you a chance to make a brief statement before we vote. Do you understand the process?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stanley, you are a seventh felony offender according to that's the record. Your offense is distribution of cocaine, and you were bailed as an habitual offender. In Jefferson Parish, you were sentenced on February 5th, 2014, and you received a 50-year sentence. Your parole date was October 4th, 2017. Your adjusted good time date is January 10th, 2028, and your full term date is January 4th, 2029. And I see where you've earned 600 days good time. Is all that information correct?
Yes, sir.
Your case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman. Would you please answer Mr. Freeman's questions?
Okay. How old are you, Mr. Stanley?
52.
And what is your educational level?
12th grade.
Okay. You received your GED or you graduated from high school?
I backed away from it.
Did what now?
I didn't hear you with the question.
Did you graduate from high school or did you get your GED?
Oh, I didn't get my GED. I dropped out.
You dropped out in the 12th grade.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, you made any attempts to get your GED since you've been in prison?
Yes, sir. I was in Angola in school until I got transferred.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Stanley, you own for distribution of cocaine. Are you a user or a dealer or both?
I was a user. I was selling crack cocaine to support my habit.
Okay, so you was doing both.
Yes, sir.
What kind of treatment have you received?
Well, I've been in the STAR program now for 15 months.
All right, how's that going for you?
It's going good. It's helping me out, giving me the tools I need to better myself.
Okay, tell me how it's helping you out.
Well, it taught me how to resist and not to do any drugs. It's just tools I picked up that I didn't have when I was home. And by me being in class now, it shows me how to not want to, just not to be on them. And it shows me what I've learned. It just done taught me about how not to do drugs or how bad it was for me to be out there in the world selling drugs to other people and how it affects your health.
Is this the longest period you ever served in prison?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, before that, what was your previous long time? The most you ever served before you came in on the sentence?
9.5 years.
But what did you serve that?
This burglary charges I had in my past.
Okay. And these burglary charges were related to drugs too, I take it?
Yes, sir.
You know, you have a very, very poor supervision. You've been on supervision 9 times, 6 of them have been revoked. A couple of them closed unsatisfactory. Tell me what the difference is now. Why should I believe you're gonna make it on supervision?
Well, I done grow and I done matured by me being older. And I done learned certain skills of the program that I've been in that probably would help me in the world deal with my problems.
Do you consider yourself a drug addict?
Yes, sir.
What's gonna be your sobriety plan to get out?
To continue to seek help, getting in A and NA programs and going to the meetings and working.
Where are you gonna live?
In Metairie,
Who you gonna be living with?
my mother for a while.
Your mother for a while, okay? And where, do you have a job set up for you or you gotta find one?
I have one with my brothers.
Okay, what do they do?
They have pressure washer businesses.
Okay, you had a detainer at one time from Kenner. Is that straightened up for you? Is there any detainer on it?
It's still on him as far as the master prison record goes. Yes, sir. It's still on him, but he is a trustee, so it must not be a significant, it's a misdemeanor.
Oh, you probably give you credit for time, sir. Okay, what's the best class you've ever taken? I've seen you've taken a classes. What's the best one you ever took?
I have these certificates.
Best one.
Yeah, but which one you got the most out of them? You've taken, I'm not being count classes you've taken.
The treatment for criminal and addictive behavior.
Okay, what did you learn from that you like so much?
How it deals with a person who's having problems with drugs and how it helps you keep your sobriety, being around positive people and therapeutic communities that helps you.
When was your last hearing, Mr. Stanley?
Last year in February.
Have you taken any drug treatment classes since then?
Yes, sir, within the STAR program.
Okay. Great, okay. You have a good institutional record. You're a 5 member and I guess you used to be on the boxing team, still on the boxing team?
No, sir. I was an Angola. No, sir.
Okay. Learn those manners. I'm gonna tell you, they get a long way in this world. I'm just telling you, I tell my kids that all the time. It means a lot. You've had a few write-ups. 6 is what I'm showing. Let's see, I think the last was in 2020. I think it's 48. Yeah, looks like it's 228. 20 for disobedience. Before that, you had a contraband write-up in 17. What was that about?
I was intoxicated, but I got written up for a contraband charge and set up for 14. When I was in
Okay.
when I was in Angola.
It was in Angola and you was intoxicated. You know, how you think you could deal in the world? There's alcohol everywhere, there's drugs everywhere. How are you gonna stay off of drugs and alcohol? There's no doubt that's your main problem.
Well, I have a plan to attend AA meetings and NA meetings to help me with my situation as far as the drug thing and working and just staying around negative environments.
You have any children?
No, sir.
Warden, you have any comments you'd like to make?
Yes, sir. Mr. Freeman, I tell you, like you said, his institutional record is good, and I got to give him credit. He got denied on 2/8/22, I believe, and that same month is when he asked me to put him in the STAR. So right after that denial, at the end of that same month is when he started participating in the STAR program. So he did come to me and say, "Hey, will you please get me in that?" And I did. So, but he does, like I said, he's a trustee. He's in the STAR program. He's a Pride member and has a good institutional record.
I have no further questions.
Objection.
No.
Mr. Stanley, would you like to make a closing statement?
Yeah, that if I'm granted parole, I won't deny y'all. I mean, I won't disappoint you.
I appreciate that.
Keep going, executive session, please.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion for executive session, and it's been seconded. Would you please call roll?
Alvin Roche,
Yes.
Bonnie Jackson,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
In session, we will be back momentarily.
It's my favorite warden. Those of you who are not familiar with him, he's got really funny facial expressions. He has the worst poker face. There were some hearings where he had the inmate sitting next to him just lying and saying the strangest things, and I remember he turned and looked at the inmate and his jaw was just like on the floor, and he kept that open jaw pose for a good like 5 minutes. If I could find it, I'll put it up here so you can see it. But maybe one of you remember the name of that hearing can let me know, and I'll drop it in there. You know, I researched his name and nothing showed up. I don't really have much to comment on. He seems like a great candidate for release, so I'm not really sure what they're talking about. It's possible that they're trying to see if they're going to send him to one more program before letting him out. But you see, he kind of like he treats his inmates like just, you know, he seems to really care. There's like no power tripping going on. He seems to actually really care. So it's kind of interesting to watch him here. But yeah, I just thought it would be well, let's see.
The panel is back from the executive session. Time is 2:01.
Warden, real quickly, do y'all have any idea when he would complete that STAR program?
He might know better than I do. How much we got left in the program?
Oh, I don't really know.
Yeah, it's usually a 9-month program or when they're ready, and he's done 15 already.
All right, that's what we was talking about.
Yeah.
I'd have to find out.
Okay. You ready for me to vote, Mr. Roach?
Yes, Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Stanley, I think you're doing good. I think your attitude's correct. But I think you need to complete that STAR program. We need to see it completed. It would mean a lot to me. You have a very poor supervision history, but I think that's all from alcohol and drugs, it seems to be. At this time, I'm gonna deny and advise you to reapply when the program.
Mrs. Jackson.
Mr. Stanley, I believe that you're on the track. I'm glad to see that. I think you have made some substantial progress, but I think you need to complete the program. So my vote today would be to deny. Encourage you to reapply once you completed that program.
Mrs. Stanley, you have received 2 votes to deny your request. You need to treat your substance abuse in no period of time. Some take 3, some take 6, but most of the time, 9 months with the STAR program. You've been in the program for 15 months. That tells me that program is concerned about your progress. You need to buckle down, finish that program. When you finish the program, you can reapply. My vote also is to deny.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, I'll meet you.
Back in that GED program.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Have a good one.
Warden Victim, it's been a long day. We appreciate you facilitating everything for us. We're gonna adjourn at Dixon
Yes, sir.
Institute, and it is 2:04 p.m. Good luck and have a good day.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much.
Good.
It had been a long day, but what is it? 8:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock. Yeah, not so long when you compare. But no, to their credit, it's hard work to sit through these things. I do it with them, and it takes a lot of mental energy. I was confused too. Was it he's been taking a 15-month STAR program that's only supposed to be 9 months? So I don't know what that exactly means. I don't really have much to add to this. It's the last hearing of the day, and I would like to share something meaningful here, but I don't really have anything. I guess it's just, they love their programs. And they're just saying you got to finish it, you can reapply, and then you can get out. I guess regardless of how you feel about the programs, and now there are some people that can get a lot out of it, and you see that they really live it and breathe it, and they can adopt it when they get out. There are many that just glide through it. And I guess the worst, if you just glide through it, so to speak, at least it was something that you accomplished. You had to get it done. You put the time in, and you finished it. Especially if you're someone that has a hard time in a testing environments or focusing environments. I'm one of them. I just give me a test and I'll fail it. It's just the way it is. I also get bored easy in classrooms. I mean, if I'm not interested, I forget about it. I'll space out and have a hard time paying any attention. But I've always have wondered about these programs. I wonder what the classroom is like actually, you know? How many people are in there? Who's the teacher? I know for each case it's different. I heard for victim awareness that they will actually bring victims in to speak. They'll bring victims of the most horrible type of crimes, and the victim will give a speech and talk about what it felt like for them. I've heard inmates talk about that, certain experiences. Can you imagine being a victim of an SA type assault and then going into prison to share your experience with people who are forced to be there because they have committed similar assaults? Wow. That's courageous. One of many words I'm thinking. I couldn't. But yeah, not much more to add on this. Please do like and subscribe, help the channel grow. And with that, I will let you go.